Let's see how it goes. I don't know how this works, to be honest. Test. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, is anyone here? Can anybody hear me? If anybody can hear me, please type in the chat or do something so I can make so I'll be sure that it's working fine. This is first time streaming, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Nope, nothing. Okay. Maybe I'm doing something. Well, you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Martin, that you can hear me. Let's try this. Okay, okay. How's the audio quality? I hope if it's bad, please let me know. Okay, we won't need this here right now. And okay, this can stay here. Maybe I can okay, fine. Let's get going. Okay, first time doing this. Let's see how it goes. So what's the plan of today? We have two servers. Okay, first of all, a little bit of introduction. First video, first time doing this in English. Be gentle, don't kill me. It will be in English because, I mean, most of the audiences are going to be interested in English more. It's going to be more of operation, a little background. I am Antranik Vartanyan. I live in Yerevan. I'm co-founder and CEO of Illyria Security. We do cyber deception, which is a fancy term of honeypot automation. I also run multiple projects. This is my blog, etc., etc. And here, Mr. YouTube is complaining that check your video resolution, your current resolution is something something, which should be something something else. And I don't know how to respond to that, YouTube. I'm sorry. What? 720p Petkelini. Okay, it's fine. Is it working fine? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, let's hope that it's fine. I'm not sure. Maybe I can change some stuff in the settings. I should have. Output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change the video settings. Okay, fine then. We'll check that later. What else do we have? What are we going to do today? Well, today we are going to install two FreeBSD VMs and deploy jails on them, including pfSense for a NAT, and we will also be connecting those two VMs together to also connect the jails via the internet. We will be using Vultr. I like Vultr. They're very nice, very friendly. No, they are not sponsoring anything. I just like them very much. So there you go. And they have FreeBSD VMs, latest version. Good job for them. Thank you, guys. A little bit about FreeBSD. It's a Unix-like operating system that has a very good, Unix background. Very old, very nice. One of the main features of FreeBSD is that it has a handbook, and the handbook is very important. But I think I can just change something here and make it like this. Maybe my audio will get better. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. What else do we have? Okay, the handbook is very nice. It's very big, not too large, but it has basically everything that you need in it. Right? Documentation is number one priority on FreeBSD. So there you go. We will be using jails, which is the father of containers, one would say, right? Everyone knows about Docker. A lot of people know about this and that, but there's a very interesting story behind this, which is, first of all, there's chroot. A lot of people know chroot, probably Arch people, Gentoo people know about chroot, obviously. And then we have FreeBSD jails. And then what we had also something called Solaris zones, right? We also had Solaris zones as containers. Then we had Linux with Docker, which is just imitates containers. It's not an actual container technology. So there you go. We will be using VNet jails, and some people are tweeting me, and I don't know what they're doing. We will be using VNet jails, so there's that. And yeah, that's it. I think we can get into it. Okay, now we have two machines. I'm going to SSH into one of them. Great, there you go. Okay, I just got in. Good job for me. Our shell is apparently, it comes with bin sh, which I don't like it for interactive stuff, so we can do change shell. to bin tcsh. There you go. Then we can log in again. And great, now we have a modern shell. Okay, nice. First thing first, I want to change the FreeBSD repository from quarterly to the latest, to be honest. Latest because, you know, everyone likes latest version of software with the latest bugs. So here we go. FreeBSD update. It will recreate the database, and the connection is very good from the data center. There you go. And let's do a small upgrade, and let's see how we get what we get. Okay, some stuff did get an upgrade, so there you go. We will need some more stuff in here, right? What else we will need? Well, we will need Vim, because who doesn't like Vim? We will need Tmux, because I like it. I like using Tmux on my servers. And from there on, we will get started to see how it goes. We also have another server here. We will do that one later. Okay, pkg install vim console, so it doesn't download Xorg as well, and tmux. There you go. Okay, so what's the main idea behind jails? The main idea behind jails is you have a jail system, right? A jail hosted, which is a process or group of processes that are in a separate jail namespace. Perfect. And there's a very nice tool which is called BSD install JL, which installs it into a location. But what we are going to do today is we will be using ZFS. But the problem is this Volter machine does not come with ZFS at all, right? It does come with UFS, and well, that's not nice. But we can imitate ZFS in a way. So let's say we can go to user local. Maybe create a directory, name it disk, and then inside disk we can create a new file. Let's truncate a file with the size of 10 gigabytes, for example, and let's name it disk0.img. Okay, fine. We have a new. And the reason why we want to use ZFS is it will be easier to manage the jails. We can do snapshots. We can do other fun stuff as well. So let's see how that goes, right? Let's see how that goes. Okay, nice. Zpool should be the command, I think. Zpool create, yeah, Zpool create. I have no idea what's the rest of it actually. It's going to be Zpool create. Okay, first of all is the pool. So the pool name, let's name it zjails, because why not? And then let's give it a device, which is going to be a file, right? The file that we just created, truncated it. So that's user local disk0.img. Perfect. And now we can create that. Nice. Now we have it. Okay. Let's create a mount point for the jails, right? So ZFS create -o mount point. Mount point equals to user local. I like naming it user local jails. I like having user local jails, right? So mcdir jails. Here we go. Okay, so we can have user local jails as our mount point. There we go. And this will be named as, what's it going to be named at? zjails/jails, because why not? Okay, there we go. Okay, I think it's pretty much done. If I didn't, mess up anything else. Okay, ZFS list. Now we have a new mount point. Great. Okay. So what are we going to do first? First of all, we're going to install a new FreeBSD jail there. So we're going to name it ZFS create zjails jails, and let's name it www, right? So, okay, now we're going to have a web server there. Perfect. Or, because you are using FreeBSD with ZFS right now anyway, we can also use base, and we can install our own base system there. Perfect. Let's do that. There you go. Okay, now we have a base, and now we can follow the handbook with the BSD install command, which is BSD install jail, the path to it, which is user local jails base. And if I am not mistaken, this should work properly. I have never done this before. Let's use the main site. Why not? And what do we want in there? We want the base system, which is going to be installed. And let's also install the lib32 compatibility libraries in case we need to run. Okay, it's fetching. Thank you, Devin, for writing this amazing tool. Okay, so the idea is just a directory. It's just a directory that has all of your jails, all of your operating system inside, right? That's the whole point of it. So just like we have root at root, now we will have a separate root at user local jails base. So now we will have two roots, right? And since chroot was able to change the root, which apparently has a very nice history, which I have seen a very nice blog post about that. I think it was BSD Imp, right? Yeah. Who wrote a very nice blog post about the history of chroot. I should be able to find it. Maybe, I don't know. BSD Imp, let's try this. There you go. So this is a very nice history of where chroot comes from. Okay, back to here. On commands is okay. So now it's going to ask for a password. I'm assuming this is the password for the jail. I've never done this before. Sure, why not? And yeah, there you go. Okay, it's installing stuff in the jail. With like an SSH, maybe, I don't know. NTP, no. That should be it. That should be absolutely enough. Would you like to add users? Nope. There we go. Okay, now we can go to user local jails base, and now we have a base system here running. Perfect. Is it up? No. Okay. So now we have a base jail there, which we can use to install other software. Thank you very much. And now a basic procedure would be doing the following: ZFS snap. Okay, now we are going to snapshot it. Now we can snapshot it, and after snapshotting it, we can use that base snapshot to clone into other jails. Those are going to be called thick jails because they are independent from each other. There is also thin jails where we can use we can just symlink the base jail into another directory, which is going to be using nullfs, for example, and then creating new jails there on top of it. So that's going to be thin jails. I don't like thin jails. I prefer thick jails. So let's see how that goes. Okay, we can snapshot it, right? Okay, so the ZFS list, we do have the name. Okay, let's snapshot it as zjails jails base, and the snapshot name is going to be, let's name it 12.1 release. Okay, that worked. Perfect. Now we can clone from there. So we can do ZFS clone, and we are going to clone from this snapshot into zjails jails. Let's name it www, which is going to be our web server. Perfect. Okay, now we have that. So now if we go to user local jails, we will see that we have two directories, base and www. And 3Ws is the same as the base right now, but we are going to start adding stuff into it. So why did we do it like this? So in this case, we are saving space, right? Currently, www is using only 1 kilobyte of storage and not another 1 gigabyte, which is the actual base. So it's only going to be the difference between the clone and its parent snapshot. We can do it without that as well. I prefer to use ZFS just for management stuff. The storage is a huge plus, of course, but the management from a sysadmin perspective is an absolute winner in this case. Okay, where are we now? So we do have a jail file system in here, but what now we need to start configuring other stuff. Okay, main ideas. So there are multiple types of jails when it comes to networking. Sorry, notifications. I think there's a do not disturb mode. There we go. For 1 hour should be enough. Okay. So we have multiple types of networking regarding 2GLs. I like to categorize them into three groups, where we have old school networking, right? Where it overlaps. They share the same networking stack together. There's also another one, which is the VNet jails, and I'm not sure if it's documented. It's probably not. There's also VNet jails where each jail gets its own TCP/IP stack. The idea comes from Solaris's zones, and there is also two kinds where inside VNet jails there is, if you want to do internal networking, there is the option of using e-pairs, and there is the option of using net graphs. Okay, today we are going to use VNets with e-pairs. Okay, VNets with e-pairs. Okay, so how does that look like? Okay, the idea is we will have one switch in the host and two interfaces, which are e-pair. E-pairs comes in groups. They come in groups. Okay, we have one they act as a cable. They act as a cable. They act as two sides of a cable. We plug one side into the bridge, which is on the host, and we plug the other side into the jail. That's it. That's all what we need to do, which is pretty easy, said than done. Okay, then how do we manage this? That's also the other question. How do we manage this? Okay, that's why we have a file that is etcjail.conf, right? It's the jail configuration file. Here we will need to execute some, which is basically a group, some kind of shell script in a way, which is written in UCL, Universal Command Language, something. Anyway, in UCL, and we can use that configuration to integrate it with our system and make it more manageable, etc., etc. So let me see if I have an example in my other machines, because I do have multiple types of configuration. Let's see how it goes. Okay, first of all, all of the jails are going to be executing the same thing whenever they boot up, right? They are going to execute binsh etcrc, which is the file that FreeBSD executes, well, the FreeBSD kernel executes when it boots, right? This is the system D of FreeBSD. Very bad analogy, but there you go. Okay, and also for the shutdown, we also have the same thing, right? We are going to execute etcrc shutdown. There you go. Okay, so what are those, right? Exec start and exec stop. Let's do it this way. Man jail. And inside here, we have our parameters, which I should be making it larger for you guys and gals and folks. Let's try it this way. No, this way. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we have exec.start, right? So we have multiple things. Those are all the properties of a jail that a jail can have. Let's go up, maybe more. Okay, there we go. GID is the jail ID, a name, an arbitrary name, path, which we need to define, an IP address, but this has nothing to do with VNet. Okay, this is if they are sharing the same TCP/IP stack. VNet, which means, okay, the jail will also have its own virtual network stack. The host name, secure level, devfs rule set, and the list goes on. Perfect. So first thing first, we also need to execute. First thing first, set mouse on tmux. Okay. Okay, we have the start, we have the stop. Then we want them to also execute raw sockets, so we can also ping stuff because we want them to have as real as possible networking. Then we will also allow things like TempFS, because a lot of software like TempFS. And we will also allow them, and we will also tell them to clean themselves properly. What else do we have? That's interesting. Oh, we also have devfs, but this is the very basic devfs. So the idea is that a machine can also read boot kernel, so it can have a basic understanding of which process is what. right? Because unlike Linux, there is no procfs in here. Although you can mount procfs if you want to. Okay, those are the global stuff. All the jails are going to have this. Next thing is going to be things that are shared between the jails. So let's have a jail with a name, and we do know the name of our jail, right? Which is www. Great. And now we will start adding more features to our jail. So let's see. First of all, I'm going to do tab set tab stop. Yes, equals 2. There you go. Okay. First of all, we have an ID. And let's do also this setf sh. Perfect. First of all, we have an ID. We have an ID for our jail, which is going to be some random ID. Let's give it the number 10. Perfect. Then, that's not ID. Thank you. Then we will need to set up things that we will use multiple times inside the booting process of the jail, both the boot and the shutdown and everything else. For example, its address, right? It does need to have an address. So let's give it an address. Let's say 192.168. Let's say, what's the IP address of this machine though? Okay, a 45 dot, okay, ID. So what we did here is we are applying the ID as an address of this machine, right? The ID is going to be applied as an address for this machine. Okay, nice. Then we will need other basic stuff for the networking. For example, the Netmask. Let's say it's going to be /24 network. So 255.255.255.0. There you go. Well, then we will also need a gateway for the machine, which is going to be a gateway. Let's say the first IP address in the network, 192.168.145.1. Okay, so now you're going to ask me, who is this machine? What is this machine? Where did it come from? Well, that's going to be the host, a switch on the host. So we can do if config bridge create, right? And now we have a bridge 1, and we are going to configure this bridge as enet 168. What was the DL? Okay, 45.1. There you go, /24. Okay, now we have basic networking on our bridge, on our host, basic internal networking nonetheless. Ping, it's working fine. Okay, so now this jails knows its ID. It has an address, it has a network mask, and it knows its gateway. What else do we need? We need to say that this is an actual virtual network, right? It is a VNet. Perfect. Then we need to define the virtual interface. Okay, VNet.interface is going to be that. Let's do it more far, and also here. Nice. Okay. Okay. What's going to be our VNet interface? It's going to be an ePair interface, obviously. The ePair interface needs to have an ID, right? So ePair 1, ePair 2, this is going to be the ID, ePair ID. Let's give it the B. Okay, so the A is going to be sticked on the host, and the B is going to be attached to the jail. And people, if you have any questions, you can let me know. Okay, now we have the VNet interface. Now we need to do things before the jail starts, and we need to do things after the jail stops. Before the jail starts and after the jail stops. So we have exec.pre-start, obviously, which are going to be some group of commands. In this case, it's going to be if config ePair ID create up. So it's going to create the ePair interface, just like we did with the bridge interface. Okay, so now we've got that part done. Then we have exec.pre-start. Now we are going to use plus equal, because now this is a continuation of the previous command. And I don't like it when things are not symmetric. Okay, there you go. Okay, nicer. 1 2 1 2. Nope. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. What's going to be the, okay, then we need to attach it, right? We talked about attaching stuff. So if config epair ID, if the B is going to the interface, if B is, so if the B is going to the jail, then A is going to the bridge, right? So we need to attach it as well. Okay, first of all, we need to turn it up. So it's going to be up, up, and we can also add descriptions, by the way. So we can add human descriptions to understand what this thing is. I like to name it VNet, so I can have an idea of which machine is this for, and I can name it VNet name. So this interface is going to have a description as VNet www. There we go. Okay, we've got that part running. Next is going to be exec.prestart. And now we need to attach this interface to a bridge. If config bridge 0 add member epair ID, right? epair ID IDA up in case the bridge is down. Okay, so we created an epair interface. We set a description on the A interface, on the epair A, and we added the epair A to a bridge. Good for us, perfect. What's next? Now we're going to execute things that are happening inside the jail. We are going to execute things that are happening inside the jail. So we go now exec.start. So this is going to be after the jail has been executed, started. What do we have here? We have sbin if config, and the reason why I hard-coded the paths, because I was not sure if the path environment variable was initialized or not. So there you go. If config lo 0, we have to configure it by ourselves actually. I wish those were automated, but nope, it's not. Maybe one day it will be. Don't forget the semicolon, don't forget the semicolon. Exec.start, what's going to be next? Okay, so we configured one interface. Now we need to configure another interface, which is going to be sbin if config. What was the other interface? It's going to be epair, the ID, B. Okay, because now it's attached to the jail. What we are going to do with it? We are going to give it an address, which is going to be the variable address, and we are going to set it a netmask. So it's going to be mask or netmask. I think netmask, and the variable mask. There we go. And up. Now this machine is up and running. Well, the networking is up and running. We can also add the gateway. Ideally, you always want to add the gateway, obviously. Exec.start. As always, I have missed some of those. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now we need to add a gateway. A gateway is going to be sbin route, I think. Which route? Yeah, sbin route. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was an sbin or bin. Add a default gateway, which is going to be who? Our gateway. Nice. Okay, we've got that part. What else do we need? Well, we need to also start executing this. So it's going to be bin sh etcrc etcrc. That's it, done. Okay, so now we're wondering why are we using etcrc here and also etcrc here? Well, the reason, since we've started using exec.start, now we've overwritten the previous rules from the global scope. That's why. So now we have to add it back here again. I wish we didn't need to, but there you go. Okay, what's next? Things that we will need to do after the machine stops. After the machine, in this case, the jail stops. Okay, so exec.post stop are going to be, I have no idea what they are going to be, to be honest. I think we will need to remove the interface from the bridge. Remove the ePair interface from the bridge. So if config bridge 0, delete member ePair ID a, yeah, that's it, that's all of what we need. And then we will also need to destroy those interfaces, the ePair interfaces, exec.post stop. There you go. We need to do if config bridge, sorry, not bridge, ePair ID. I keep messing things up, sorry. ID a destroy. Now, things, since those are pairs, if we destroy ePair A, also ePair B is going to be destroyed as well. There you go. Now we need to do to add the host name. Okay, so that's going to be host dot host name, which equals to, I like using variables here as well. So it's going to be the name, right? Dot the host name of this machine. I like playing. There we go. This is the host name of this host. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. And finally, we need the path. Where does this thing exist, dears? And this thing exists at user local jails. Okay, there we go. This is the path. This is the base path. Oops. Slash the name. So, and we also need to make sure that it's persistent. Persist. Okay, persist. There we go. Okay, I will explain what the hell persist is in a moment. So the story behind the jails is that a process can be separated, and when that process dies, let's say bind or DHCP server, and when bind dies, the jail doesn't exist anymore. Everyone is happy. But since we are not using the jails as a process separation mechanism only, we are using it as a complete containerized system, we need to make sure that the machine doesn't die, that the jail doesn't die when the processes die. We can also make it non-persistent if we want to, but it's better to make it persistent. But not required at all. Okay, so now we have most of the things that we need in here, right? So a VNet, an address, etc., etc. Everything is nice. Everything is going very well. Next step is going to be service jail enable, first of all. Not jails, jail enable. Nice. And then we need to do jail start www. And I hope I did not mess this up. Looks like that. I have not, because it's not complaining. Is it doing anything? This is why we love. Oh, damn it, send mail. Jesus fucking Christ, send mail. Yeah, we will need to disable send mail in etcrc conf next time. Come on, send mail. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. Why do we still have send mail in base? I will never understand why we have send mail in base. I'm not sure anyone understands why we have send mail in base. Anyway, how's the chat going? Is there anyone online? Or is it only me? Brrr. Can we skip send mail? Okay, we do have a jail, nonetheless, and we can also go inside it if we want to, and it is working properly, but I am not happy about this. I really want send mail to be gone. Send mail, please don't exist anymore. Here's some other stuff that we can add that I like using them. There we go. Thank you. jail stop www. Don't crash. Don't do anything stupid. Is it send mail again? Oh, I think I killed the machine for some reason. I think I killed the machine for some reason. Maybe it got, oh great, oh great, this is going to be fun. I think it got a kernel panic. Such a nice day, right? This was, yeah, this machine. I think it got a kernel panic. What a nice day to do a demo or live stream nonetheless. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it did get a kernel panic. There is a bug, I think, on the latest version. There is a bug on the latest version. Not the latest though. I think there is one on current, but I don't know why would it affect on release. They should have made it more stable. Okay, we can check that in a moment though. Let's see. Okay, there's no jail, obviously. What do we have here? Well, okay, so it did die. Well, that's sad. Well, this is why I like blogging about stuff, because I think just recently when I blogged about this, I did get a way to bypass this problem, which is removing the VNet interface before stopping the machine. There you go. That's an option. So that might be an option, I think, but it's also a very bad option. Ideally, first you want to do this, and then you want to do that, not the other way around. So during the stop process, first you want to execute RC shutdown, then take the VNet interface out. That might make things nicer, I think. Well, we can try, obviously. etcrcjail.conf. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Why is it so bad? Vim, you keep doing this. I don't know why you keep doing this. Set tab stop 2. Thank you. Okay. Where were we? Okay, so we need to also override the way that the machine is getting shut down, right? Okay, so we have post stop. We don't care much about that. We care about okay, so the exec stop is going to be shut down. What if we overwrite the shutdown process? Okay, so we are doing exec stop, and then we will do also exec.stop, maybe, and which is going to be removing the interface, I think. Well, this can't go global, sorry, because we do need to be in this scope. So exec.stop. Oops, bad keyboard, bad keyboard. That would be very interesting. On man jail, we have exec.stop, which is commands to run in the jail environment before a jail is removed and after any exec pre-stop commands have completed. Okay, what's the pre-stop? Commands to run on the system environment before a jail is removed. Okay, maybe we can do during the no, we can do it. First, the machine needs to be removed, then we need to take the, okay, can I take the VNet out while the machine is running? While, that would be a very interesting way to do so. I'm not sure. Okay, fine, we can try doing it. We can try doing it the dirty way. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't like when macOS does this stuff. Pre-stop. This is actually a very dirty way. I totally not recommend it. Also, I don't know why is this happening. Which patch is this? Oh, it is the latest patch. This never happens to me, to be honest. I should understand why one day. I do wonder if it's because of configurations that I have in my jails, nonetheless. Maybe. Okay, fine. Back to work. All of those are set up properly. This one is not. There we go. Also, this is very bad. There you go. Okay, what next? Oh, let's try this again. Service, jail, start, just start maybe. Oh, great, now ZFS is not. Okay, ZFS is back. Okay. Service, jail, start. What? No such file or directory? User, local, jails, www. Why are my... Thank you. Next time I need to make sure that ZFS is enabled. Okay, service. Please work. There we go. Okay, this one is fine. The bridge does not exist, which is right. It should not exist because we never wanted it to exist. So let's destroy these guys. My bad. And vi to etcrc.conf of this machine. Now we need to clone interfaces. So we need to do clone or cloned man rc.conf. Well, this is the nice thing about FreeBSD. You can always see what's happening. Cloned interfaces. Okay, there we go. Cloned interfaces, and the cloned interface is going to be bridge 0. Okay, then we do if config bridge 0, and we get its network. Okay, this is nicer, I think. We can try to reboot the machine. I prefer to reboot the machine to make sure that it's as clean as possible. But how can I also make sure that that ZFS is going to be mounted and it's not going to be a pain? Probably ZFS enable would be nice, right? Man, oh yeah. So sys rc ZFS enable equals yes. Let's hope this works. Exit shutdown -r now. Go. Let's see what's going to happen next. What could possibly go wrong? At the meantime, we can also configure our second VM, which we have totally forgot about. We've been live for almost 42 minutes and I have not finished this yet. Although I've been explaining, bravo me. And I need some coffee. No connection yet. Maybe I missed something else. No. Oh, there we go. The machine is running. Yay, we are in. Perfect. Okay, we've got more stuff. What do we have? We have 4 interfaces, nice. The VNet, the local interface, a bridge, and the ePair. Only one of them, which means the second one has been attached to the jail. So it means we also have a jail running. Perfect. We can also use JExec to execute stuff inside the jail. So we can do like JExec www, let's just name it VVV. VVV ifconfig, so it will execute ifconfig inside the jail. Yay. But that doesn't give us much. Maybe you want an interactive way, so you can do just VVV and you would get a shell. In this case, we can also do basic things like ping 192.168.45.1, which is our gateway, the host itself. Perfect. Now we can, the host and the guest, which is, the system and the jail, they can see each other. So stage 1, we can name it done, I think, in a way. So bravo us. Okay, this is 1. What's going to be next? Next, we need to make sure that the jail has access to the internet, right? So if we do ping to the outside world, there is no NAT running. So we do need to use NAT as well. Okay, so I will be using PF. I was a long time IPFW fanboy, but then I moved to PF because of the config file. So yeah, bravo me. What can I say? The PF, of course, there is a handbook. Of course, there is a handbook page on it. PF, there we go. No, this is the man page, damn it. Handbook, PF. Okay, firewalls, PF. There's a very nice chapter. I think that's the right term, right? Yeah, there's a nice chapter well, chapter subsection. There's a chapter on firewalls with a subsection for PF that you can read and to see how this goes. I think FreeBSD is the only operating system maybe who has this many firewalls, PF and IPFW and IPF or IP whatever it was. God damn it. Okay. Now we need to configure etcpf.conf to add very basic setup for our firewall. What do we need from our firewall? Well, we need to be able to SSH in. We need all of our traffic out, and we needed to not touch our jail networks, and we needed to NAT everything from the jail network that's going to the outside world. There you go. That's everything that we need. Let's see if I have a documentation for my preferred configs. I should. I am not sure, but I should. Fine. Let's start. Let's start with defining variables that we will need, which is going to be things like external interface. External interface. What is our external interface? It's VTNet 0, right? Perfect. We also have a jail network. Our jail network is 168.45.0/24. Okay, this is our jail network. Nice. That's it. That's all of what we need as variables, maybe. Okay, so let's see. We need to block all n. Block all n, or well, that's not the correct syntax. Block in all. We need to block everything that's coming inside, and we need to pass some stuff that we need, right? So we need to pass in everything that's SSH. Okay, pass in proto. I keep forgetting stuff. Well, let's see. Where's the handbook? Pass in. There we go. Pass in on external. No, not a comment. External interface. Pass in on the external interface. Passing on the external interface. Protocol. Pass in. ENET on. Okay. Protocol TCP to the external interface's first IP address. That's a way to define that. Port 22. That's SSH. That's the first thing that we need. Pass in on ENET. Pass in ENET on if protocol TCP to the external interface's first IP address, port 22. Okay. Then we need to pass ENET protocol ICMP. I love having ICMP always open, very good for diagnostics. Pass out all keep state. So we are going to allow everything that's going out, and we are keeping their state so we can manage and see, check the responses when they come, to allow the responses when they come back. This should be pretty basic enough and good enough to execute it, I think. So if we do pfctl, NVF, N for dry run, V for verbose, F for defining the file, which is going to be the pfconf. There we go, syntax error, line set number 7 here. What did I forget? Pass in Oh, we don't need the, oh, yeah, I don't think we need this. Wait, passing init protocol. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again. Yay. Okay, we can also enable PF now. I hope I didn't, you know, mess up anything. Service PF start. Of course, my connection does get resetted because the firewall is now enabled. Let's make it as maximized as possible. Init doesn't belong here. Markarian, Alexandro, why? Oh, why does init does not belong here? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think you have a delay. Okay. Now I got the point. Yeah, init does not belong there. That is true because yeah, when you're using init, then we're trying to define some other kind of stuff, right? Like SCTP, if there's a protocol and similar stuff. That goes on layer 3, not layer 4. So that's why init doesn't belong there, yes. Okay, we do have, what do we have? Okay, we do have firewall up and running and we do have SSH, perfect. Step number 2 regarding networking, well, 3, which is going to allow NAT to the outside world if it's coming from our jail network. Okay, so first of all, NAT on is going to be on the external interface, NAT on the external interface, init, anything init, from, you can guess that, jailnet, to any, and we will masquerade it as the external interface's first IP address. Now, I don't think we need anything else, but we also need to tell it to skip skip, which means never touch the following interfaces: LO0 and bridge 0. Okay, let's try this again. How bad can it be? Not that bad. We don't need a dry run, just reload the stuff. Yay. Now we can go into our jail again and we can execute. I think now, well, now we can't actually because there's one piece, one more thing, which is sysctl. We need to tune the kernel and tell it to allow IP forwarding. That's the last thing left, I think. I assume. I'm not sure. sysctl. Yeah, okay, fine. I was sure. Just kidding. I was not. Okay, so it was basically 3 steps when it comes to PF. Well, firewalling and routing. First of all, make sure that IP forwarding is enabled. Second of all, configure PF properly. Third of all, configure PF to use NAT for the jail network to the outside world. That's it. That's all of what we need to use, basically. There we go. This is our basic network configuration. If there's any questions, please always be welcome to ask. Martin, are you watching? What are you doing? Oh, you're here. Okay. How's the resolution? Lava. Okay, lava. I'll try to do 1080p next time, sure. What? Oh, okay. Okay. So our jail, well, it needs DNS resolve.conf, right? Oh, yeah, there you go. It got some stuff apparently from the parent, I assume. So I can also do ping, I don't know, BSDAM. Yeah, sure, it's working fine. Why not? There we go. Okay, we have networking and everything else as needed. Okay, let's start installing stuff on it, right? VI, etc, again, PKG, FreeBSD conf. Let's try something new this time, something I've never tried before. What if we mount the nullfs of the what if we mount using nullfs the package cache repository, the packages cache directory from the host to the guest, right? From the host to the jail. Now the jail doesn't need to download stuff anymore. That would be nice, I think, in a way. I have no idea how would that work out. Fine, let's try. We have time anyway. It's been almost an hour, and there are 5 people online with us. Okay. Um, which directories do I need to mount? I think it's going to be var db var db There we go. That's one, and also var cache pkg. Right? Yeah. Probably those are the only ones, I assume, but we can check. I have no idea how to check. Uh, this is the nice thing about FreeBSD. A lot of things is written in the documentation properly. No, this is all of what we got. Okay, fine. pkg minus vv. Maybe we get some directories here. I have no idea. Oh, there we go. pkg dbdir and pkg cache dir. That's everything I need. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's try this. I've never tried this before. So mount nullfs from var pkg, no, var db pkg, right, to user local jails www var db pkg. There you go. That's one. And the second one is going to be var cache pkg to, again, var cache pk. Oh, we don't have cache pkg there yet. Okay, well, we will have one now. No such. I know there is no such, damn it. Var cache pkg. Touch مقدير. Okay, let's make sure the config files are the same. Var pkg freebsd.conf. Let's make sure that we will be using latest so it doesn't complain, right? Perfect. Okay, now that we have nullfs mounted, if I do pkg info, what do I get? Well, I know the tool is not installed, but you should have the tool installed. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what happens. What could possibly go wrong anyway? Said no one ever. Is this working? Is it doing stuff? Are you doing stuff? I don't think it's doing stuff. Yeah, I should not do things that I do not know. Maybe, I don't know. Well, doesn't matter much now. Fine, damn it. We will not use umount, but I have another idea then. Thank you. Umount. Okay, what if we do pkg minus j? There we go. Nginx. Why is the network so slow? Oh, right. We are using PF and we did not disable TSO. That's why the network is very slow. So let's make sure we do that. VTnet 0 minus TSO. VTnet, oh, not there. VTnet 0 minus TSO. TCP segmentation offloading. Wait, I think I forgot the term. But it should get faster after we do that. Let's see how it goes. Nope, not yet, not yet. We need a couple of things to be changed as well. VTnet 0, VTnet 0. We need to disable TXCSUM and maybe also RXCSUM. Let's see how's the speed now. Still not good enough. What did we use to do to make sure that PF is not slow? PF FreeBSD slow. Yeah, we know. But one of the, let's see, TCP segment offloading. Yeah, okay. We did, okay, if we did disable also TSO, then why is it not that fast? I have no idea, but let's try again. Hmm. TXC, some RXC, some, yeah. Apparently I do remember how to use things. Well, we'll figure that out in a moment. I do wonder. cctl ad grep tso. Oops, tso. Oh, there we go. Oh, oh no, this is another device. TSO. Oh, here we go. Who are you, sir? cctl d. Yeah, just disable that. I think it should work faster without. Interesting. Very interesting. How small, how slow could it be? I have no idea. But it shouldn't be that slow. Any idea, anyone? Why would PF be that slow? I mean, I've never had that problem on my machines before. Almost never had that problem on my machines before. What do I assume I did change something, right? Okay, I do have TSO disabled. Perfect. What about etcrcconf? Those are my production machines. So let's see what else do we have. Okay, I just disabled TSO. That's the only thing that I do, which is the only thing that I do. So, okay, let's try something else. Why would it be ever slow? Vim etc. It's almost a rule when using VTNet. Oh, you mean it's almost a rule to disable VTNet or when using PF with VTNet? I'm thinking. Well, they're. Nope, no idea. Um, or okay, add LRO. I'm not sure that FreeBSD does support LRO anyway. Oh, it does support LRO. Really? We have LRO support? Since when? There you go. Yeah, apparently so. Manif config LRO. If the driver supports large receivable floating, enable or disable. Yep, there you go. 3 lines up, just run it. Thank you. Mika to the rescue, as always. Fine. Now we have a Nginx running inside the jail. Well, we installed it, we didn't run it yet. Now we can do service Nginx enable and Nginx start. Okay, perfect. Everyone is happy. Now we need to redirect it pf.conf. We can do an RDR, port redirection. We can do an RDR and we should be done with this. We should be able to finish it up. So how do we do an RDR? We do RDR pass on, we need to pass on an external interface. So we have external interface. Well, we need to have an IP. So no, wait, no, we need to have an interface. Okay, pass on the external interface VNET protocol TCP from any to the external interfaces. The external interfaces IP address port 80. It should be redirected to our jail, which is this guy. If everything is correct, so pfctl dry run verbose file pf, someone is calling me, very bad timing, pf.conf, and now we, okay, no problem, no error, everyone is happy. Don't do dry run, execute it properly. And now if we go to our there you go, port redirection, we got that fine. Okay, so port redirection also done properly. Good for us. And the reason why I like this is if you are in the jail, you can see the actual IP address of the person connecting. So it's not just a lot of people like using things like HA proxy and Relay D. I love Relay D, to be honest. But the main reason why I prefer this method is the jail can also see the real IP addresses, which is it wouldn't matter much if you're running the web application, right? Because you can do like x forwarded for. But when it comes to things like VPN and an SSH, maybe you would care more about seeing the real IP address in the in the IP headers. So yeah, now we have that. Should we continue? I don't know if we should continue or not. We got most of the things up and running anyway. I promised something else, as far as I remember. So we also need to set up an IPsec with other machines and try to do that networking as well, which actually shouldn't take much. But I'm thinking, what if we just continue tomorrow? What if we just continue tomorrow, leave these machines as they are and continue tomorrow? I don't know, people. Give me a feedback. Martin, what do you think? You are already sleepy, my friend. Urish momenta. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, we did a lot, you think? I don't know, maybe I should also share the config files somewhere so other people can use it as well. I think it's 1 hour. 1 hour is enough. Maybe we can continue tomorrow. Yeah, we can continue tomorrow. Oh, the channel. I'm actually creating a new channel for this. The main reason is this is my personal one that I'm currently using. I did create another one, another channel, but I could not live stream because YouTube forces me to wait 24 hours before doing the live stream. So there you go. That's the reason. But I will also download this from this channel and upload it to that one. And the channel is going to be named Every Day is Monday, because whenever you are doing any kind of operations, daily operations, for you, every day is Monday. And yeah, don't run production by yourself. There you go. So every day is Monday, and tomorrow is actually Monday, and we will continue tomorrow. We will do IPsec using if IPsec, interface IPsec, if IPsec, which I like, and also how to automate its process. Now we've got some basic idea regarding jails as well. So we will also make sure that jails from my machine can see, from one machine can see the jails from the other machine. That's the idea at the end. Please post the link on Twitter, the link of the channel. Oh yeah, sure, absolutely, would love to. And would be happy if you guys subscribe. I'm not one of those, like and subscribe people, so, just for fun. I think a lot of content about FreeBSD is missing. A lot of people say that it's missing, and the main reason for that is not about documentation, as even if we have a lot of content in the handbook, a lot of people are going to ask for things like YouTube videos and tutorials and more newbie stuff, which is fine. We should also give them this kind of similar content. And tomorrow we will continue this, and I will do one day BSD operations, and not only BSD operations, also other kind of similar situations like Grafana's and elk stacks and whatever comes to my mind. And one day we will do programming, Erlang, Erlang, Elixir, Shell, C, a little bit of C, maybe a very little bit of kernel programming to have a basic idea. And then we'll also do InfoSec as well, hacking, penetration testing. I don't like that, but other than that, I would be very happy to see what we can do. An hour, I think, is fine. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Karyan Alexandru, thank you. Mika, thank you for being here. I don't know who else is still here. Martin, thank you for listening by sitting next to me. But there you go. That's life. Anyway, thank you all. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow around the same time. I'll be active. I promise to be active. Bye-bye. I really need to sleep, man. I'm tired. How do I stop this